So, Figure Robotics, the company we seem to talk about every week now, has just dropped another major update. This time, they're introducing BotQ, the highest volume humanoid production line in the world. BotQ is designed to produce 12,000 robots per year, with plans to scale up to 100,000 per year over the next 4 years. The craziest part though, is not only is this the first true large-scale deployment of humanoid robots we've seen, but that they're literally using humanoid robots inside the factory to build more humanoid robots. Let's get into it. So on their website here, they go into more detail about what BotQ is and how it works. So BotQ is a manufacturing facility for humanoid robots, or in other words, a robot factory. As we know, it can produce 12,000 robots per year, and they plan to scale that up considerably. But what's even more interesting is how they're doing it. As they state here, over the past 8 months, the Figure hardware and manufacturing engineering teams have been building an efficient and scalable manufacturing process from the ground up, and we're excited to share our progress to date. One of the biggest moves they made is bringing the entire manufacturing process in-house. Instead of outsourcing production, Figure has fully vertically integrated their operations, meaning they now have complete control over the build process, quality, and efficiency of their humanoid robots. They've also been building the underlying software infrastructure that can support volume manufacturing. This is something that is almost always outsourced. But again, the craziest part is that they have humanoid robots in their manufacturing process building other humanoid robots. I mean, this is robots building robots at scale. Let that sink in for a second. They state that this will be taking place this year, and they project that the number of humanoid robots involved will grow substantially over time to increase line automation. Now, the reason they're able to do this is because of their recent breakthrough AI system called Helix, which powers their humanoid robots. As they state here, with the introduction of our internal AI Helix, we will be capable of using the robot to assemble key components of our production line and act as a material handler moving goods between different stations without needing to install bulky and inflexible conveyor systems. The combination of AI-driven automation and human oversight allows for a hybrid workforce that maximizes speed, precision, and adaptability. By employing robots to build more robots, we can accelerate production timelines while minimizing human intervention in repetitive tasks, ultimately setting the foundation for the future of autonomous manufacturing. So the speed at which this company is moving is honestly insane. It feels like they have a new breakthrough every other week. One of the biggest recent ones, of course, was Helix. Helix gives Figure robots the ability to generalize to a certain extent. In training, Figure robots powered by Helix were able to pick up and place thousands of random household objects that they had never seen before. This is something that you would have thought was still years away, but in 2025, we're starting to see more and more of these generalization capabilities in humanoid robots. Helix also enables Figure robots to work together on shared tasks, another first in the humanoid robotics industry. In my last video, I talked about Google DeepMind's new robotics AI models, Gemini Robotics and Gemini Robotics ER. These models are focused on generalization and reasoning, giving robots the ability to adapt to new environments and handle objects they've never seen before, just like what we're seeing with Helix. So it seems like these robots are almost ready for the real world. I think we're still a couple of years of rapid progress away, but at this pace, it's starting to feel inevitable. Now, this brings us to Figure's master plan. What exactly is their grand vision, and where do they see all this heading? Well, they state here, as automation continues to integrate with human life at scale, we can predict that the labor-based economy as we know it will transform. Robots that can think, learn, reason, and interact with their environments will eventually be capable of performing tasks better than humans. Today, manual labor compensation is the primary driver of goods and services prices, accounting for roughly 50% of global GDP, roughly 42 trillion per year. But as these robots join the workforce, everywhere from factories to farmland, the cost of labor will decrease until it becomes equivalent to the price of renting a robot, facilitating a long-term holistic reduction in costs. Over time, humans could leave the loop altogether as robots become capable of building other robots, which is what we're literally starting to see right now, driving prices down even more. This will change our productivity in exciting ways. Manual labor could become optional, and higher production could bring an abundance of affordable goods and services, creating the potential for more wealth for everyone. And further, they talk about some of the industries they see humanoid robots affecting the most. We believe humanoids will revolutionize a variety of industries, from corporate labor roles 3+ billion humans, to assisting individuals in the home, 2+ billion, to caring for the elderly, roughly 1 billion, and to building new worlds on other planets. However, our first applications will be in industries such as manufacturing, shipping and logistics, warehousing, and retail, where labor shortages are the most severe. In early development, the tasks humanoids complete will be structured and repetitive, but over time, and with advancements in robot learning and software, humanoids will expand in capability and be able to tackle more complex job functions. We will not place humanoids in military or defense applications, nor any roles that require inflicting harm on humans. Our focus is on providing resources for jobs that humans don't want to perform. So what do you guys think about this? Personally, I've been super bullish on humanoid robots for a while now, and it feels like a lot of people are still sleeping on this industry. I mean, we're literally building a machine that will be more dexterous and more intelligent than a human. The main reason I'm so bullish on humanoid robots though is because their rate of improvement is exponential, especially with these new reasoning AI models, which enable them to autonomously learn from the real world. Of course, there's still a lot of work to do, but if they can truly learn on their own, then the more robots you deploy, the more learning happens, and the smarter they get. Because if one robot learns how to pick up an object it's never seen before, then the entire fleet instantly learns that knowledge. They're all powered by the same AI system. And if we know anything about AI systems, is that they're constantly getting better and better. Plus, you also have the possibility of humanoid robots building themselves, which again is already happening. This is truly a product we've never seen before. It's a natively AI-driven product, and I honestly think it has one of the highest potential ceilings of any technology ever. Now, to close out the video, here's Figure CEO Brett Adcock explaining the reasoning behind why they decided to build everything in-house, and essentially why it works so well for building humanoid robots.
So we make almost all the hardware almost entirely here in-house. We make all the software, or when I say that, we say we design everything end to end. We also do we design and launch and deploy all of our own neural nets. And then we're doing our manufacturing ourselves. So you saw the manufacturing line for Figure 2.
Yeah.
We're doing all ourselves. Same for our production robot Figure 3 this year. We're doing all that manufacturing here ourselves. Listen, I don't know, like, our plans are to do this really well and to own it and design the best possible lines to support high rate manufacturing. And we're starting this year. And I think we're gonna get good at it.
Yeah.
I think the thing I've realized more and more, just like studying, like, I have like a ton of books on my desk, just I'm constantly reading. This is not a car. Like, if you when I walk like BMW, like there's a very big difference between like manufacturing a cell phone and a car. And the biggest difference is you can't hold the car in your hands.
Right.
You have to have machines that move this like thousands of pounds of chassis around the facility from A to Z. So you have to develop basically you need a lot of space. And you have to do that because you can't hold it. A human can't hold the part in your hand. A phone or a robot, you can hold any part in your hand.
Right. And
that allows us a ton of flexibility on the manufacturing side. That's very different. We don't have to build at least day one, the entire machine A to Z to do it all end to end. And it becomes incredibly complex, the manufacturing process. We are designing automation in here. So we basically have robot plus manufacturing automation that can do this end to end. But it's a very different experience than what Tesla's or like the car groups are doing.
Right.
As always, the car manufacturing. There's likely a tons of advantages a group at manufacturers at high rate have to doing this. But it's I don't think that's the long pole in the tent here for robotics. I'm convinced it's not. It's the hardest part won't be like if you can make 1 million robots, you will build or millions of robots. You will build the biggest business in the world, and nobody can figure out how to make them. That's not going to be the case. We make 2 billion phones by hand.
Yeah.
every year in the U.S. So and we make 80 million cars. It's not even on the same level. Consumer electronics is just much higher rate manufacturing, very different the design process. So I think I'm excited about the manufacturing. I'm excited. I grew up around like this type of stuff. So like I want to, I'm like walking the pilot lines now. We have proto line set up that I'm like actually building parts and seeing how everything fits. We have weekly reviews on basically our manufacturing engineering team that's like designing all the line layouts for different parts of the robot. So I assume we're gonna like hit like crazy amount of resistance doing this really well, but we're gonna go all in. We're gonna just do it, and we're gonna try to do it at the highest level possible.
So I'm definitely rooting for Figure. They're moving incredibly fast, and if they can keep this momentum, they might just be the first to bring humanoid robots into the real world at scale. Anyways, I hope this video gave you a better look at what's happening in this space, and as always, if you want to stay up to date on future AI news just like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button.